This happened when I was in about 8th grade, so I was about 14 or 15. I went on a skiing trip with some family friends, just me and them, and, like the klutz I am, I fractured my wrist snowboarding down a hill. My dad was able to come get me and had to take me back down from the mountains to an urgent care in the closest city that took our health care. I remember being in a ton of pain and kind of foggy, and they said they needed to do an x-ray to be sure. I guess I looked old enough, so they had my dad wait in the waiting room. I was sat down in the x-ray room and was told to wait for the nurse and the doctor to come set me up. It was weirdly dark in the room, and I remember feeling uncomfortable that my dad wasn't with me, but I didn't want to be a baby. Well, only the male doctor ended up coming in, which was weird, but I'm a little kid, right? So I'm like, okay, it's the doctor here to help me. The doctor scooted his chair closer to me and took my injured left wrist in one hand and put his other hand on my knee and looked at my wrist. He was extremely close to me, and I had no idea that he was bending over to rest on my knee and look at my wrist. Then the doctor says, "So, Hannah, I have a couple questions for you, okay?" I nod my head, still fuzzy from the pain, and he asks me, "Is that man you came in with related to you?" I say, "Yes, he's my dad." "Are you sure? You don't quite look alike." For reference, I have brown hair, brown eyes, and tan skin from my mother, and my father is white with blonde hair and green eyes. "Yes, I'm sure. He's my dad." I respond, feeling increasingly uncomfortable. I start to shift my seat and pull my arms and legs closer to me. Thinking about it now, I think I just wanted to appear smaller, as if I wasn't a threat. Then the doctor asked me, "Do you have a normal relationship with your father?" "Yes," I say, confused. I had no idea where this conversation was going. "And has your father ever inappropriately touched you?" He asks this while he starts to rub my knee. Now I know. This is getting weird, and I'm getting nervous, and usually I get in trouble for having a big personality, and so I wanted to be compliant, but I was also getting wildly anxious. So my answer for him, which I say very loudly and uncomfortably: "He's my dad. He's a normal dad. He takes care of me like a parent should. Nothing weird happens. Can we please just do the x-ray now so I can go home and eat?" And the doctor just nods. He pats my knee and my thigh one more time and leaves the room. I'm like, what the hell? In my little head, I stand up very uncomfortably with the line of questioning and where the nurse was and why did the dude leave after all that. And then the nurse comes in. She literally says, "Why are all these lights off?" She turns on the light so it's brighter in there, and she has me verify who I am, and does the x-ray. I don't see the doctor ever again after that weird encounter, and honestly, I hope I never have to meet him again. Dad took me into the In-N-Out, and I told my mom about what the doctor did when I got home, saying he was really weird. I don't want to ever go back there. My mom told my dad closer to the appointment, and I saw our primary care closer to where we lived. I haven't been comfortable with male doctors ever since. I randomly remember this when cleaning out some stuff and found a wristband I had from the kids' hospital I went to as a kid. I was born with cystic fibrosis, so I spent a lot of time in the hospital as a kid. I'm also from Sydney, Australia. This would have been in 1998. When Mom came to visit me, I was about 8. She took me to the cafe in the wheelchair with my drip pole, and it was pretty crowded, so she just put me aside of the cafe, and I happily waited while she ordered me a milkshake and she got a coffee. While she was paying, this doctor bent down to my height and said, "Oh, hey, are you for sale? What are you doing sitting there?" I explained I'm with my mom, and pointed her out as she was paying. I got an instant creepy vibe from this guy. I awkwardly smiled at Mom, and then I started coughing heaps, as the antibiotics I was on at the time were pretty heavy, and with cystic fibrosis, it causes you to cough a lot, but it's not contagious. The doctor kept looking at me and said, "Wow, you are just so beautiful and cute," and then he patted me on the leg. Looking back at this now as a 30-year-old, I'm thinking, what the heck? Mom paid and came and got me. She could tell I was looking uncomfortable and asked me what the doctor said. She said next time she won't leave me near the magazines and will take me around with her to the food counter. So, creepy doctor from my childhood, let's not meet again.